Okay. All right, y'all. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Holy stuff open. Just getting rid of a bunch of tabs. Might be a couple people joining. I'm not sure. Just gonna get some stuff prepped. We're kind of gonna do something totally different for today. Just got got a little job I need to do, so I'm gonna do that here. Um, okay. So, yeah, the reason I'm not working on the pedal or anything right now, I've actually started to film the video for it, and as a result, I had to return the pedal back to its original form, and I did start printing the parts for it. Like I got this part printed here, so it's got the little rubber or the little TPU stops and stuff, and they're working out great. I just haven't put it on the pedal yet, so I'm gonna have to. I want to do that in the video, anyways. Um, sorry, I was just texting my friend who's I didn't realize how close to streaming time it was. Anyways, so the pedal video is well on its way. I'm really enjoying making it. I think it's going to be a fun one. But at this point, the streams on that are going to pause for a little bit. I probably will like assemble this on stream, but I'll do it sort of like anticipating the fact that it's going to go in the video. So you'll get an early sort of access thing or whatever. Anyways, also the siren video, I am gonna release that one after the pedal video because I discovered a bunch of history stuff that I really want to get right, and I've been racking my brain over how to do it. So, kind of shifting, and that'll give me more time, and I'll be able to release it sometime throughout July. In the meantime, well, not in the meantime, I just promised a friend I would remodel or model this stuff and print him some stuff for him because it's for his camper, and obviously summer's basically here. So this is the same guy I made the little lids for the Westphalia, and this is also for the Westphalia. So this will be a little exercise in how quickly can we 3D model something that already exists for printing. The nice thing is both of these are pretty straightforward. I don't think I'm going to have to do, there's nothing crazy about these. They should be able to print pretty easily and whatnot. So let's get after it. This was at the last part I did, the tank cork, but we're going to ignore that. So let's start with the big. Actually, let's start with the little guy. I just want to see where all of this stuff is, so I'm not modeling right on top of it. Right, okay. So we can do this over here. So this little piece, it's just a clip for a sun visor thing. Super simple. I'm going to have to print it on its side because this clip part is going to need to be strong enough to be able to flex a little bit. So I want the layer lines obviously kind of going this way. So I think what I can start doing. Oh, I got a sneeze coming. Folks. Oh, there it is. There it is. So I'll probably start with the profile of this. Yeah, I think I'll start with the profile. Oh, God. I'm allergic to hay, and obviously the goats eat hay. I know it's just out in their pen, so it's a lot of fun. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to start kind of getting like a approximate size of this, just so I know what to work with. So we're at 20.6 that way. And what do we got this way? 27.6. So 26 and 27.6. That's interesting. Or 20.6 and 27.6, right? Oh. 26 and 27.6. I'm not going to do any scanning on this. I'm just going to keep this straight up. Roll simple. So now we can kind of guesstimate. It is a guesstimation on this at this point. Like 7.3 is probably about right. And what's interesting is there's like a little flat spot. I'm trying to find out in the camera. Yeah, there's a flat spot. So it's not a perfect circle. But I'm taking the point from where the flat point starts to the tip of this, and that's going to give me basically what I need. And that's, we're looking at, yeah, about a 7.3 diam. And how thick is this boy? 2.5. So, assuming that, let's just go in 2.5. And then boom, boom. And 7.3 divided by 2. Boom. Trim this out, trim this out. And then we can go like this, and tangy. Trim this out, trim this out. We'll leave that one in. Oh, I always forget that the camera sees the opposite, so that's what we're going for. Okay, so now I gotta flip it for me, because now let's figure out what this flat spot is. About 4.5, and that's right on the top. And what is that? 6.5. Okay, no, I didn't make a lot of sense there. But let's go with mosquito. Okay, and I can sort of just assume like this. This is all going to make sense. So now I'm going to tangent this to the 6.5, right? And then I can get rid of that, and that's the flat part. Yo, Banana Bread, what's going on? Hope you had a good weekend. Okay, we can get rid of these. So, just to fill you in, Banana Bread, I am midway through actually filming the video for the pedal thing. So, I have had to revert this back to its original state, just because I'm filming in chronological order. So, I haven't had a chance to assemble the newest version of this yet, which I'll do on stream once I get to that point in the video. So this is just on pause while I work on the video in the background. It's going really well. I think it's gonna be done pretty quick. Also the siren, I'm gonna release a siren video after the pedal video. I ran into a lot of really good history that I want to really focus on, make sure I get correct, and it's taken a lot of time. So I'm pushing that one a little bit, the release date of that one a little bit. So in the meantime, my friend just asked me to model this up for him. We have a little clip for a visor and this like shelf that goes inside a little mini fridge. So I'm just going to model this up for him real fast, get them printed, and call it a day. So that is the plan. Now this part. So we're just chilling today. Nothing crazy. Pretty easy stuff. Okay, we can assume that's about a 0.5 mils, right? Yeah, I would say exactly 0.5 mils. And then what is this gap here? 5.6. Yeah, nothing crazy today. Oh, shoot. Fix that. Nothing crazy today. Okay. Okay. 3.5. And then it's just a slight little curve down into the corner. So we'll just do that with one of these. Boom. Yes. And we'll add the slightest curve to this. How was your weekend, Banana Bread? That's basically done. How wide is this? 22 mils. Boom. Right. Oh, me too. To be honest, I got some good sleep this weekend as well. Right. So we're basically there. So now I'm just gonna add fillets all over the place to get this looking correct. Oh, didn't like that. I might not make this exact because, well, we'll see. Actually, what I'm going to do here, so this is the bottom of the clip versus the bottom of the piece I've just modeled. Obviously, this one's got like this kind of tapery thing going on about it. So we're going to do something about that. And then there's also a bit of a taperiness on the back too that we're also going to do something about. But let's start with the bottom. So to do that, I'm just going to measure. The widest point is 22. Stays that wide. So it stays that wide till basically the point where it starts to taper down, which is right there. So we can project this. And then the narrowest point within reason before it starts the fillet is about 16. It's good enough. These are dimensions that don't actually matter. So we can go 8. And then I think I will use, nah. Let's just go straight lines and then we'll just tangent, or we'll just fillet them. Oh, oops. Yeah, it already starts tapering at that point, so like this. And then we can go and extrude. Boom. Okay. And then let's do the same on the left side here. So now we're gonna do the bottom, a little bit of a taper situation going on there. Looks like it basically starts right at the point of the curve. But there is a definite taper, so it goes from 22 to 22 to 21. So and then at the very tip here, getting 18. That's a nice, pretty gradual curve. Okay. Nope. I just filmed the intro for this kick drum pedal video, and it's so nuts. I think it's gonna be, it's hilarious, I think. We will see. No. Why? What happened to variable? Variable. Okay, we can go to 3 on this end. Okay. We'll do the same here. 3 on this end. Okay, it's starting to look basically exactly like this thing. Oh, you know what, though? It's got to go 3. And then can we do like 1 here? No. Can we do 0.5 here? No. 0 is the only option. All right. That's going to be good enough. You're not even going to notice this in the print. And then these 2 are pretty significant. We're going to do constant. It's got a pretty hefty fillet on it. That looks about right. I don't know. Let's just do 1. And then we can fillet all of these the same-ish. 1. We can fillet these the same. 1? No. 0.5? It's not going to let me do anything, is it? Okay, let's not tangent the chain. Let's just do these. 1. That's the part. 2? No. 1.5? Sure. All right. That feels fine, and then I guess I can just go here and here. Okay, that's fine. That's good enough. So that's basically done, and then I need the hole. So the most important part of this whole thing is that I get the hole right, and then there's a little hook that I got to get right as well. So the hole is from the back. I would say it's at 18 mils from the back. No, it's more like 18.3 mils from the back. So 18.3 from the back. And the hole itself is 4.7. Okay, and then we're going to construct an offset plane. And then the top part of the hole, .2. Okay, and then, so how deep is this? I mean, it doesn't really matter. I guess I can just do it like, what is that? Probably, I'll just do 2 mils just to be safe. So 17 minus 2. Great. So that's the hole. You can see there's the hole. Oh, if I turn it this way, right? That looks pretty much exact. The fillets and stuff aren't the same exactly, but that's okay. Now, he's giving me a couple options because it has this little claw, right? And it's a small little plastic bit, and this does claw into some metal. But the hole for the claw is huge. And it's also really deep, so I can make a much bigger claw. So I think I'm going to just do that. So all I need to know is the distance that the claw starts. So it's 3.2 mils back, and the claw itself is 7.8 mils. So we go 3.2 mils back. Wait, where did I get 3.2? I'm getting 2 points. No, maybe it's 3. It's only 3. So that's where the claw starts. And how big did I say it was? 7.2? 7.8. And right now the claw is only 3.2 mils thick, but it was a big square, so I think I could go up to 6 mils thick on this, which I will do. So Let's go 6. And then what did I say? It was 7.8. So 7.8 divided by 2. Boom. We can mirror this bad boy. Boom. Okay. And then how thick is this? 2 mils? Maybe 1.7. 1.7 up. And how thick is this? That's only 1.5, but we can make it like 3. So extrude this 3, new body, and then we can extrude this forward. Seven. Oh no. 7 from the back. How long is this? Oh. Shoot. Okay, it sticks out 1.6. So extrude this to there. 3, 4.6. Okay. And then it actually has a point on it. It's really hard to see, but it's pointed. Right? It's a pointed little thing. So we can sketch on the top here. We can project that. We can grab this. Boom. Boom. And then it's got a little bit of a chamfer on the bottom. But I can't actually do a chamfer. So I'm going to draw the chamfer, and then we'll just extrude it. We'll just do something like that. Extrude it. Boom. Okay, that's looking good. And I can add a fillet here. Ideally, I would add fillets around here, but I think this has got to sit flat up against. It's got to sit flat up against the metal of the truck. So that's all we can do. So that's good to go. That one's done. So we'll print this up and see how it does. And I'll just print these solid because they're small. So that'll work. That will work. I have to print it out of ABS, so they're going to be black. What support material can I use with ABS? Anyways, I'll figure that out. So that one's done. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I'm not going to print these until tonight because I want to do some filming still, and the printers make noise, so I don't like filming with them on. So now we're going to work on this boy, and this one's obviously quite large. So I have a measuring tape for this, but where is all this stuff? Okay, it's well over there. So we're going to start with just a big rectangle. Now, to measure it, I have a measuring tape, but I feel like something solid will be better. What did I do with it? Oh, right here. So I've got a ruler, because with a ruler I can make sure, because anytime you use a measuring tape, there's always like a risk of there being slack on it, and this one has no slack. So we're at 31.3 centimeters, or 313 millimeters, right? 313 millimeters. Wow. I was way off when I visioned this. And then this way we can use our Callies. $53 millimeters. Does that seem right? Like to scale? Let's put it next to the clip, and we can see if that scale makes sense. Right? That seems about right. That seems about right. So this is pretty close to being a really simple thing, but unfortunately, it never is perfectly simple. So let's get the overall shape of this first. So there's a slight little taper on the edges. What's the best way to get that taper figured out? I think probably setting this against something flat here. Do I like this method? There's nothing sharp to measure, is the only thing. Maybe this is the way. This is a little bit easier. So 30.65 millimeters. So 30.65 millimeters is 306.5 millimeters. So if we went here and we went 306.5 divided by 2, it gets us there. And what I can do is I'll draw a center line, and then we'll just mirror this whole thing once it's done. Okay. And then that taper actually doesn't begin until $12.7. Yeah, seems like 12.7. 12.7. So there's our taper, and then there's obviously it gets rounded there, but we'll figure that out. Okay, so 12.7 happens, and this looks, there's no taper or anything on the side, which is really nice. It's pretty square this way. So theoretically, if we were to extrude this up now, I think we're in the safe zone. So I can just mirror this line simply with this one. And then we can extrude this whole thing. How thick is this boy? Ooh, exactly 50 mils. Love that. I love when I'm measuring stuff and I see exact numbers, because that just means you could be pretty confident this fillet doesn't actually matter. We can just do this by eye. I don't really have a good way of measuring fillets, so by eye is kind of the way to go for this. I mean, realistically, I could just hold this up against there. That might be the way to go, and I'll just shrink it down. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good to me. You know what? And since we're talking about exact numbers, let's just assume they went with a 5mm radius on that. Okay. So that's that. Now, we just have these weird little geometries on the side, but it's not that weird. And that just looks like an artifact of the molding process. So I'm gonna ignore. There's like a little extra lip on this. So you can see that little extra lip. But I do believe that was just a molding artifact, because it's not consistent on either side. And so we're going to ignore that, because that does not matter. What I will do, though, is I may as well shell this out now. So 2.8 mils. Let's just assume it's 2.8 kind of all the way around. Shell this 2.8 all the way around, and it doesn't have a back, so that goes like that. And now we're just going to model in these like little mounting points. So we can do that from I guess we could do that from the top. And these are 12.8 by 7.3. Kind of weird. And it doesn't go right to the edge here. So we're going to go 12.8 by 7.3. And then how far from the edge is this? We got 0.7 mils on that side, and since they're not even, I'll measure both. Yeah, I got 1 mil on this. Oh, that's right. This one's 0.7 mils. Okay, and then we can extrude this up. And again, we have a tiny, tiny little amount here. Looks like 0.6. So we can extrude this up there, minus 0.6 there, and we can do a new body. Because oh, you know what? I should mirror this, not that. Oops. And then when we do the extrude, we'll also do that. And then let's just join them then. Okay. So we got that. Now, go from the back side and measure this point. Wait. How do I do this so I can look at this? .4, and then I have 8.7. Don't like. Oh, I see. So we're at like 8.5 pretty consistently, which makes sense. So these are just slots on the bottom, so we can sketch on the bottom. And I will project this. And then we're going to go like this. And that's going to be 8.5. Like that. And how deep does this go? .5. Only 6.2 there. There's a slight taper, but that, oh, that's because it's only 6.2, I guess. So there's a lot more meat back here, which is fine. And then .2. .2 from the edge, from the actual edge. There we go, that looks a little better. And then once again, find the center point. And we'll mirror this bad boy. And then we will extrude. obviously it doesn't go right up to the top, so I'm going to figure out 2.75. 2.9 there. Um, 50 minus, let's just go with 3. Oh, I gotta add it because we're... Okay. And then the last thing we need to do is we need to add this little chamfer feature. And it only goes up until this point. So to do that, we will sketch on this surface. And let's figure out how big this is. Actually, it looks like it's basically chamfers right to that point. And it looks like 45. I'm going to assume it's 45. And this, to me, this part, this feature is just a result of... this is just to make it easy to actually slot the thing in. So we can go like this. We can go like that. And then I can take this to this is a 45. Boom. We can continue this line. Continue this line down. Sometimes I like to just like overshoot it so that I know it's not constraining. And we're going to mirror this. And this with this. Okay, that's perfect. The only thing that's slightly off about this is there's this like little bit of a gap here. So once again, I will sketch there. It looks like it does the same sort of like, oh, it's 2 mils there. Okay, so that's okay. So we'll project this. Okay. Great. And then realistically, I could have just modeled this whole thing in half, so I wouldn't have to do all these. But you know, it is what it is. Oh, so this one's not going to work. So I'm going to have to connect to these points. Shoop. And shoop. Great. Finish. Extrude that point and that one to right there. And we're going to go with a join. Oh. No, that's all fine. That's all fine, because then we'll take a fillet here. We can chain this. What is happening? Something weird going on with this. It's not letting me fillet. Something to do with under here. See, why is this doing this? I don't know. So let's go back. Oh, I see. So there's technically a gap between these. This should be one piece. So I think in order to fix that, we're going to offset these by like 0.1 mil. We're going to offset this and this by 0.1 mil. Finish. And then we can undo that and that and that. So negligible difference in terms of like what the part's going to come out like, but it just allows the geometry to sort of fix itself. There. And then if we do a fillet here, now we should be able to pull this up. Yeah, we'll just go like that. Okay. Do I like that? I think it's fine. I mean, I don't like that actually. Let me try something. Theoretically, I think the issue is that it's fine. It's fine. I think this fillet's too big though. Let's just do something like that, so it's kind of like... Excuse me. So I think this one, we'll probably print it this way up. Now, I just gotta go around and add fillets on everything. So the top surface should be filleted. We do it by one. One is a lot, but let's do it. Okay, and then I'm gonna do something crazy here because I'm getting kind of tired of having to do everything twice. So I'm gonna construct a midplane between these two faces. I'm gonna split this boy with this, and I'm gonna get rid of that. But now I'm just gonna do this one side. Should have done that from the beginning, but that's okay. Now this part, and And this part all looks like it has a one fillet on it, but there isn't really a fillet on the inside of any of these at all. So we're good there. And then the inside here, we're gonna do a fillet and a fillet. Let's do a 1 there, maybe a 2. No, let's just do a 1. It's just a 1 on the. That's all we got there. Okay. And then this is a significant, so there's a fillet that wraps around here. So let's see if I just go like this and this. Can I make a fillet that ends up sort of touching? It does. So we can do something like that. Right? And that looks very much like that, doesn't it? Right? Now we just got to fillet the outsides. Or we just got to do this one fillet on the outside, really. This one. And we can add that guy. Bit more of a fillet on this, maybe a 2. And then these are all sharp lines. Everything else is sharp. So I think that's it. And we are an hour in. And I think we've got both our parts pretty well complete. Obviously, I need to mirror this. Boom. Join them. There we go. Look at that. That went pretty well. I am just, yeah, just for strength's sake, I'm gonna add a fillet here and one here because I don't think these matter at all, and that'll beef things up a little bit. You can see how that's gonna beef it up. So that's that. So I will print. Oh, I missed one fillet. Okay. Boom. Look at that. Look at that. I told him I could put little designs on the front of this, but he said I don't need to. Wait, is there a Westphalia logo? Ooh. That would be cool, wouldn't it? Yeah, that's not the font. Okay, I was like trying to find. I was trying to find the font so I could type it in, but I'm realizing, oh, I'll just literally take the SVG. So, oh, it's not an SVG yet. So this is my process for getting SVGs, because I have a laser cutter that does it pretty good. I have Inkscape as well, but I honestly find this is just so much simpler. And I can just add an image. Boom. Yes, scale that bad boy, and then I can just trace it. Save. There we go. And then I can just export as SVG. Westphalia logo SVG. Insert. Yes. Let's scale this puppy up. Should I just literally do it like so big? Just like max. It's kind of like crazy how close it is. Just do this by eye. By eye, Captain. Right? And then we can just extrude these. Minus 0.2 or something. Make it super suts. That looks pretty cool. Yeah, so if I wanted to, I could actually color these, but I don't want to waste. It'll add some, even with the multicolor dual nozzle situation. That's going to be too much time. Plus, I'm going to use the dual nozzle to do the supports here. So I'm going to have an interface layer of support material, which will use up the second nozzle I have. So we'll just stick with doing a little bit of an emboss and call that a day. I think that'll look sick. So that's it. This is all I wanted to do on stream. I want to get back to working on my video now. So what I will do though is I'll send a picture of this to my friend. Yeah, so I want to get back to the video, so I'm not going to stay on. This is all I had to do on here. But if you had any questions about anything, about the videos or anything, I can chill for a little bit. I have a dumb AI song stuck in my head right now. Which is a bummer, but awesome. Well, let's just call it here then. I will I'm going to try and get done the kick pedal video to the point where I can start assembling the newest version, because I printed I printed these parts now, the parts with the padding and the adjustability and everything. So I'll see if I can get to the point where I need to assemble this for the video by Wednesday. We'll do a stream on Wednesday where I assemble this. I'm hoping so. I think so. It's going really quick. So that's the goal. Thank you so much for hanging out as always, and I will see you all later.